Hey guys, welcome back. This is another book review or a recommendation, I should say. This time we're going to talk about What It Takes to Be a Leader with Passion by Uday Kumar Gopalakrishnan, a good friend of mine. I recently met Uday in a gig where we both volunteered for a cause to evangelize coaching. However, we both knew each other in our professional circles for more than a decade and a half. It's only recently that we got to know about each other far more deeper than ever before. In one of his emails, there was a mention about this book. I went ahead, ordered a copy for myself. What made me stick with the book time and again is the way it is structured. It's very dense, very deep, lot of references. Though many of these topics look very familiar to me, the central theme of passion that held my attention. So this book is divided into three clusters. Cluster 1 is about self. Cluster 2 addresses interpersonal dimensions. And the third cluster is all about leadership dynamics. I like the perspectives and reflective questions in each of these chapters, all coming from personal and professional experience of Uday. And he articulates his case really well in each of these 33 themes. It's not a book where you read from cover to cover. You can pick a topic, go deeper, meditate, double click on the references given here, and come back for more. I like the narrative style Uday has adopted throughout the book. I almost heard his voice in my ears while I was reading through these pages. I have Manaswini with me. Thank you, Manaswini, for taking time from your schedule. I know exams are going on, but still you decided to jump in to help me out on this. Thank you for joining us again. So, when you had a chance to read through certain chapters, you had some thoughts and ideas.
Let me take the role of an interviewer so I can get to know better about what are your perspectives and I can tell what my questions are after I had a cursory glance. One of the main questions I got as soon as I saw the cover is, isn't passion something that is burning from within and drives you from within and not something that you can develop by reading a book? Of course, passion is inspired by something or the other, like an experience or a person or a book. It's inspired by it, but to keep the flame burning, doesn't that come from within?
Yeah, that's a good question. I also gave a thought about this, where though passion is something that burns deep inside, you discover it or uncover it. Sometimes it becomes an accidental process instead of, by design. That's the reason why I think a book like this would stoke that passion hidden inside you. Perhaps could become a trigger point as well. As I mentioned earlier, this is not a book where you can read from cover to cover. It is something you got to engage, go back again and again to clarify a few things, reflect on the questions that are in each of these 33 chapters. It gives you a perspective. Some you may agree at that point in time, some you may not. I think the concepts grow in you when you start engaging with these on a day-to-day manner, right? So that's the purpose this book is serving. I have not come across many such books, though there are many self-help books which would give you inspiring stories and quotations and move you to action. I did not find many of them sustainable, because after a while, when you don't have enough motivation to fuel your passion, there is a tendency that one falls back to the force of gravity without escaping into the next orbit. So yeah, that's the take I have. Yes, passion can be cultivated. Inspired passion is something that will last longer. One quote which Uday has shared in this book really caught my attention and resonated with me is, focusing your life solely on making a buck shows a certain poverty of ambition. It asks too little of yourself, because it is only when you hitch your wagon to something larger than yourself that you realize your true potential. By Barack Obama. How true it is. Passion is like that. How can I find a larger purpose, a larger canvas for me to paint, rather than playing a small game in a small scope? That's where the book serves the purpose of stoking those thoughts and makes one go for something bigger in life than what is happening currently.
So in a nutshell, it stokes your passion and sustain your motivation and drive to achieve it. And it's not a destination, but it's a journey, staying dynamic in the leadership zone.
Absolutely. What comes to my mind right now is something profound my mentor told me long ago when we were doing embodiment coaching. One of our participants asked mentor, how do you stay balanced? You are so calm, you're so grounded. How do you stay balanced? What is your secret mantra? And she said, I can share what my Zen guru told me. A master is someone who is evolved in such a manner. They are highly self-aware. They correct themselves before anyone could see that they are faltering or out of balance.
Another question I have for you is that how has this book impacted you? We normally read books and probably feel motivated in the moment. What is something which you would implement from this book going forward?
So I think one takeaway for me from this book is all these 33 chapters arranged neatly in 3 clusters, starting with self, moving on to interpersonal dynamics, and then to leadership zone, only tells me that no matter where one works, whether it is a non-profit or a for-profit or they have their own enterprise, big, medium and small, it does not matter. What matters is how often I center myself, correct myself before someone else find out that I'm out of balance. I think that's a big takeaway for me. Uday has added a lot of templates, models, frameworks, lot of questions to gently nudge the leader in the right direction to find out what kind of intervention they need to adopt to stoke that passion and sustain it over a period of time. Lot of affirmations, musings, quotes, reflective questions. When someone wants to deepen their inner work, these set of questions are going to be of great help. And for all those who get a chance to read this book, I wish you all the best in chiseling out all the unwanted areas and revealing a masterpiece that is you. So happy sculpting.
Who do you think this book is for?
Before I answer that question, Manaswini, I just wanted to remind you about a movie that we saw together recently. Matrix, the first movie in the trilogy. There is a scene where Neo goes and meet Oracle for the first time, where Morpheus would be waiting outside and Neo would enter the house. There Oracle shows a signboard on top which is written in Latin, know thyself. And that's how the journey begins for Neo. Metaphorically, the movie goes in a direction where Neo, the main character of the film, he would be in a deep sleep, not knowing that all the while he has been living a routine life, not realizing that he's under the influence of something which is larger than life. When he breaks shackles and he decides to take the red pill, come to the real world. And his quest for identifying the truth, real self or real me, is a journey that he goes on to fulfill his prophecy that he is a chosen one to make that revolution happen. So I think for all those who are out there who feel that they need to find the real self, who have started their inner journey, introspective, reflective, thought-provoking journey, they are the ones who would benefit from this kind of a book. While the title talks about leader as a person or a position, I think it is for everyone who wants to practice the art and science of leadership at any level, irrespective of the designation or title or position in any organization. And as usual, this is a disclaimer. This is not a sponsored video. We are doing these reviews out of our own interest to support young and seasoned professionals in becoming a better version of themselves. In case you find this kind of a book review useful, please do like, share, and a sub would be awesome. Thank you so much. Until we meet again in yet another video. Bye-bye. See ya.
Bye. Thank you so much for joining us in this book review. Until we meet again in another video.